Welcome back, it's OG Math Mosley, and our example today is going to demonstrate how to calculate the mean and median from a data set or a frequency table. All right, mean and median are the two most common measures of center in statistics and in quantitative distributions. You can use either one of them depending on the distribution, but it is most common to use the mean for a measure of center in a distribution that is symmetric or more normal in its distribution, meaning that it's typically going to be single peaked. It's going to be symmetric, use that word again, but it kind of like goes up and then back down, and there's an even amount of things distributed throughout. And a skewed distribution where it'll have a concentration of most of the values on one side of the graph and fewer on the other side will typically be better served with a median for the measure of center because it is resistant to outliers, meaning the extreme values aren't going to move it very much. Whereas with a mean, when we have those extreme values, that's going to change the mean quite a bit. So again, we'll look at these things with our distribution here and see how we can calculate these. So first, we have a data set that represents the exam scores, right, for a sample of 32 students. All right, and we got them all listed right here. We also do have our frequency table listed right here to the right for the same set of data. All right, so we're going to calculate the mean first, and we have two strategies in that. We can simply, and mean is a fancy word for average. We can simply add up all 32 values and then divide by 32, right? And that's the most traditional way that we've done this, or you may have seen it in the past. We're not going to use the frequency table first. So here we go. We're going to find our mean. And as like a formula, we can represent this as the mean is equal to the sum of all values divided by the total number of values. Right, and so that's the formula we're going to use. We're going to add everything up, divide by how many things we have. Right, now this is going to take a minute to write. So let's do this. And we get a grand total of 2,505. Right, and then we'll take that and divide it by 32. And we get 78.28, right? And this would be the mean score. Right, so that's our mean exam score using the traditional method of just adding everything up and divided by the number of things you have. We can do this a little bit faster, right, by using our frequency table. Right, and when we do the frequency table, we're essentially going to multiply the amount of times each thing happens by the value, right, and then add those things up. So we'll have 100 times 2, 200, 95 times 2, right, is 190, 90 times 6, right, and so on. And so we'll get all of these individual values. Right, now that we have all the values, we add them all up, right? And again, when we add all these things up, we'll again get 2,505. It's an ugly looking 5. It's better. All right, so we get 2,505, which again, we just take that same method we did before. We do 2,505 divided by 32, and we get 78.28 approximately. And again, that is again the mean score. All right. So this is how we can calculate the mean. Right, again, this is our mean. Right. To get the median takes a little bit more work, but the median is the middle value in the ordered list of all of our values. Right. So the mean is the average value. The median is the middle value. Right. And so the first thing we need to do is order our data, right? Going from smallest to largest. Luckily, we kind of already have that with our frequency table. All right, so what we're going to do is give myself a little extra space here. So next we're going to find the median. Or middle value. Right, there's several techniques we can use to do this. The first one is going to be the most simple, and that's just going to be list everything out and get to the count to the middle, essentially. So what I'm going to do first is rewrite all of my data in order from smallest to largest, and I'm going to use the frequency table to do this. So I'm going to write 19 once, 50 once, 55 once, 65 3 times, and so on until I've gone through all my data. So here we go. So here's all of our ordered data. We have 32 items, right? And we need to find the middle of 32. Right, so if we cut 32 in half, we have 16 on one side and 16 on the other side. That's essentially what we're going to do. All right, so we need to find the middle value. Unfortunately, right, if we go 16 values, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, so this red line here is the middle. There are 16 numbers to the right, 16 numbers to the left. There's no value directly in the middle. Had we had 33 items, 33 numbers, right, there would be 16 to the left of a number and 16 to the right, and then the number in the middle, the 17th number, right? In this case, since we land directly between two values, right, we use the middle two values and take their average. In this case, they're both the same, so the middle value will be 82, all right, which will be the median. Had they been different numbers, we would add them together and divide by 2. All right, so in this case, the median is 82. Right, is the value between the 16th and 17th number, which In this case, works out to be 82. We can also use a formula approach to this where we say, okay, well, I know I have 32 values. I need the middle number, right? And so what we do for this is we use this formula to find the location of the median, right? So what that is the location of the median will be at n plus 1 divided by 2, right? Where n is just the number of data values that I have. All right. So in this case, for this example, we would have 32 plus 1 divided by 2 equals 33 divided by 2, which is 16.5. Right. So that means the 16.5 number, which is the value between 16 and 17, will be the location. That number is where the median is. So if I count, right, just like I did in this set here, to the 16th and a half number, right, which is the middle between the 16th and 17th value, right, is the location of the median. Right? And so this doesn't really change what we did. However, we could use this information to then find this using the frequency table. Right? If we know that the median is between the 16th and 17th value, I can count up from here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right, 15, you know, this one goes up to the 20th, right? That means that the 16th and 17th value are in here. Right, and I can find that same information using the frequency table. So there's a few different ways to find the median. I've shown 3 of them. Right, and we have two different ways of finding the mean. Right. Once again, if you have any questions, please let me know, and we'll see you next time.